Hi, welcome to Dump Anxiety channel. So I asked you guys on Instagram to give me some suggestions, questions, or ideas, topics for longer videos. And you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised, how many questions were related to how long recovery takes. Why no one says specific timeline. Why nobody can tell how long is it gonna take. Why no one talks about this? Why is it so taboo, right? The question of how long does it actually take? And that's simple. That's because I've seen people in the past 6 years, I've seen people recover in a matter of 3-4 months. But I also seen people that took closer to 3 years. And what's the difference? Is it, does it take longer for women to recover? Or does it take longer for men? Or does it matter if I have childhood trauma? Or does it matter if I have pre-existing conditions? Does it matter if my anxiety is, health anxiety? And is it easier with social anxiety? Or does it matter if I have OCD? And the fact is, none of it really matters as in how long it's going to take you to recover. But we need to realize that recovery is really about you. It is. So if you want to know how long recovery is going to take, you need to ask yourself, how long is it going to take me to, first of all, understand how anxiety works? Because when I have the basic understandings, when I know how everything works, then whatever I'm doing to recover makes sense to me. So it's easier to do it even when the days are hard, because then I can justify it and I can explain to myself. So how long is it going to take me to understand how anxiety works, really grasp it and really kind of make it click? How long is it going to take me to change the way I'm reacting to anxiety, symptoms, thoughts, emotions? How long is it going to take me to get consistent with that? And how long is it going to take me to also start noticing the subtle ways and patterns that are really not helpful for me and that are causing unnecessary stress and unnecessary anxiety in my life? And suddenly you understand why no one really talks about that, or why the topic is taboo. It's not really taboo, but it's more about, I don't know how consistent you can be. I don't know how disciplined you can be, and next thing is, if I would be recovering now after already recovered once, knowing what I know, it would be much faster, right? Because when you're doing it for the first time where you don't know and you're kind of like guessing, I guess, of course you're going to make a bunch of mistakes. You won't know what to focus on. There will be no one who's going to point out your mistakes. Even if your mistake is just thinking that you are making a mistake and constantly worrying about that. No one is going to be there to point it for you. So me doing it for the first time, kind of like going blind, it took me around 1.5 years to recover fully. And I thought it was kind of fast. But then looking back and working with people for the past 5-6 years and seeing people recover much faster, I realized, I wasn't fast. I'm still not angry with how long it took me, but I was actually kind of slow. Could I have recovered faster? Oh, I definitely could. Do I know now the mistakes I was making that prevented me from recovering faster? Oh yeah. It was mainly my lack of application and lack of consistency. That's it, right? I was not consistent and I was focusing on the wrong things. And that's another reason why I guess anyone that is working with people with anxiety doesn't like to talk about timeline and doesn't like to give promises. Because when you give someone a timeline, people tend to check for the result and they tend to watch themselves and measure. They watch the calendar very closely. They watch the clock. And they are always like, oh no, like I'm supposed to be halfway there, but I don't feel like I'm halfway there. And then the focus is no longer on where it should be, meaning how you're responding? What about your patterns? What about like pushing outside of your comfort zone? Are you making sure you're doing that? Are you going back to resistance? Are you still avoiding? No, that goes completely out of the window, and everyone focuses on, oh, only this much time left, only this much time left, only this much time left. So actually telling people timeline tends to be very unproductive, and usually people that are too focused on how long is it gonna take, what can I expect so I can kind of judge the progress, they take 3 times longer than someone who's gonna say, oh, I don't care how long it takes, just tell me what to do, and then they are focused on actually doing it. So I would say that's why timeline is taboo, even though it's not. I mean, I think people that recover from anxiety have no issue to openly say how long it took them. And I was never really secretive about that. I always said it. And I will also be first one to admit that after that, when I saw people recovering much faster, I was kind of like not so proud anymore about myself. But at the end of the day, if you do recover right, if you really understand how anxiety works, if you apply the right steps, if you change the patterns that got you into anxiety cycle in the first place, if you do it properly, then you do it for life, right? And what's the difference if it's gonna take you 6 months or 12 months or 18 months or even 2 years, if in turn you get tools that are gonna make the rest of your life 10 times better and without anxiety? Does it really matter how long it's gonna take? Is it really is that really the most important question? How long is it gonna take? What can I expect? No, it's not. It's not the most important question. And if you think about it, it works like that with everything, right? It's like if you're a personal trainer, or if you come to a personal trainer and you ask them, oh, hey, I would like to lose 5 kilos. I do kilos. I don't know how much it is in pounds. I guess like 10 pounds. Yeah, maybe, probably. I want to lose like 10 pounds in a month. Is it possible? And they probably will tell you, oh, I mean, yeah, that's kind of on a fast side, but yeah, totally possible. But they're not going to tell you, oh yeah, definitely you will lose it, because if they are experienced personal trainer and nutritionist, they know that although it's possible, it's very much dependent on the person, right? So can I do it in the month? Oh, well, ask yourself, can I skip the chocolates? Can I not put 3 sugars in my 5 coffees a day? Can I skip the creamer, right? Can I, say no to that can of Coke or, whatever sweet fizzy drink you may like? That's the question. It's not a question, is it possible? So when someone says, oh, is it possible to recover from anxiety in 6 months, even though I was struggling with anxiety for 10 years? Possible? Yes. It is. But am I going to make promise that that's what's going to happen? No. Because I've seen people recovering from anxiety, and I know that the only thing that usually keeps them stuck and slowing them down is first, they don't really understand how it works. They are lacking the information they need. But that was more in the past. Nowadays, I think everyone has a lot of information. Second issue, that's the application. They have all the information, but they are not actually applying it. And if they're applying it, then there's the third thing, and that's consistency. That's consistency. So even though I know it is possible, I'm never going to make that promise to anyone, because I don't know you. I don't know how consistent you can be. I don't know how well you can deal with those moments where you really feel bad and you should do the right thing. You should respond to anxiety symptom or a thought or emotion in a certain way, or at least you should try your best to do that. And I don't know if you're gonna actually do that, or if you're gonna circle back and go back into resistance and feeling sorry for yourself and feeling hopeless and helpless and like a victim, and also start behaving like that. I don't know that. So I wouldn't make that promise. Is it possible to recover fast? Yes. Is it most people's story? No. It's actually minority. But that still doesn't mean that recovering is not worth it. right? Because what is the other option? If you don't put in, let's say that someone is worried, oh, recovering from anxiety, if it could take me like 2 years to recover fully, that's too long. I don't think I can do it for 2 years. Okay? And can you live with intense anxiety and symptoms for the next 20? Like, what sounds better? What sounds more tiring? Everyone wants the quick fix, and I get it. But I can tell from my own experience and experience with working with literally thousands of people that there is no quick fix. And in fact, that the people that from the beginning kind of admit to themselves, okay, there is no quick fix, and I just need to put in the work and focus on the right things and, practice and build the consistency. Those are the people that actually usually recover faster than they would even expect. So yeah, that's what I want to say about timeline. How long does it take? You need to ask yourself.